there's a misconception about realtors. It's like we're just in sales and like we just sell homes or help people buy homes. There is so much more to it.
Yeah.
There is an entire business structure behind the entire thing that like people, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Like, I mean, I'll give credit to whoever needs credit, but like there is an entire business. And so like having two people do that business makes so much more sense. The fact that you do it on your own and you're as successful as you are, hats off, bro. Hey, bud.
What's up?
We're back.
We are back. We named this thing.
We have exciting news, exactly.
Yeah, exciting news. So this is called Neighbor Talk now.
Because we're talking.
We are.
And we're neighbors.
And we are also neighbors. Which is a weird coincidence.
Yeah, it is a weird coincidence.
Not only are we both neighbors, we're both realtors.
Yeah.
But we knew each other were realtors before we knew we were neighbors.
Yeah, we were like, hey, pitch me on your brokerage. Really like the sound of that guy.
Yeah.
And we reached out.
Well, that was like the neighborhood Facebook group, right?
Was it really?
I think so.
Was it Leslie that reached out?
I think it was
Leslie reached out.
Leslie reached out. Leslie's his wife. Leslie said, hey, I keep seeing you in the neighborhood Facebook group. Can you tell us about the brokerage?
Yeah.
And I was like, sure. Or even, I don't even know if she said it was in the neighborhood. She just said, we keep seeing you online. But I think it was in the neighborhood Facebook group.
Yeah, makes sense.
And so then we met. I pitched you on the brokerage, and you told me to kick rocks and never talk to you again.
Yeah, I mean, no, we didn't say that at all. But no, we really liked it, and honestly should have joined like the year that we actually were pitched by you. Like we walked in, we liked what we heard, we enjoyed the company, and we were like, oh, cool, let's go, weigh the pros and cons. We go back to the house and we're like, which brokerage do we choose? And it's like, oh, let's go with Real. And then we talked to our broker at KW. He's amazing, by the way.
Yep.
Needless to say, we got sold. And so we
they're good at those please don't leave sales pitches.
And that's fine. I get it.
Yep, I respect it.
That being said, we stuck around for another year. How did we figure out? Was it in that meeting?
No, I saw you walking in my driveway. I just looked at, like, I'm standing in my car and I'm like, Brian?
Yeah.
And you're like,
do I know that guy?
What's up, man? I was like, what are you doing here? And the backstory, we had lived apart from each other, like six doors down for what, like 6 years?
Oh, at
that
least.
point, I had no idea.
We moved in
So we met for real estate, and then all of a sudden I just saw you in my driveway, and I'm like, are these people crazy? And it turns out
Are you following me?
You were following me.
It's true.
And
well, I mean, I can look
6
up
doors
BCAD.
down.
I mean, I can use BCAD.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we have that ability as realtors. We can just look each other up. It's creepy. It is creepy.
It is creepy.
Yeah.
I've done it.
The general public can do it too. They just don't know.
Every 3 of you that's going to watch, I've done it to you.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as we find out who the viewers are, I'm going to find out where you live. So yeah, Neighbor Talk. That seemed like the good name for it.
It's a great name for it. We deliberated for how long? Like 30 minutes?
Yeah. Like 30 minutes on 2 different days.
On 2 different days, yeah.
What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I don't really know. ChatGPT? Nah.
Yeah, and so we talked about like just neighbors because it's simple, it's clean, and we found out that was already taken. And
that's actually a funny one. I said, you know what? Screw those guys. Like, I bet they don't even have that many followers. We can become the Neighbors podcast, right? Like, we don't have to like placate just because there's already one. And then I look it up, and it's like for special needs children, and like all this stuff. I was like, okay, maybe I'm a jerk actually, and we'll change the name. Never mind.
We're like, no, like let's let them have their thing.
Yeah, that is totally for them.
Let's not crosstalk. Let's neighbor talk. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so that was good. But so that's what it is. Neighbor talk. It's gonna be a riot.
Yeah, and we are your hosts. My name is Evan Rayborn.
I'm Brian West.
Yes.
Y'all know him. Y'all know me. I mean, we're pretty awesome. So just get used to it.
They don't, but they're going to.
Well, yeah, that's well, okay, maybe
for sure. So we're just going to get started. We are in real estate. We are also just talking about ourselves. We don't really. It doesn't have to be just about real estate. It's not going to be boring.
Super informal, just doing our thing, having fun, talking real estate, talking about us, talking about things that we're interested in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we notice that when people do real estate podcasts, it'll be like, hey, have you noticed that there's going to be like a new grocery store off of so-and-so? Are you excited? And I'm like, turn off. Like, I can't turn that off any faster.
I listed a house for $320,000. Yeah. It is ready for sale.
We already have ChatGPT. Like, would you like... Actually, ChatGPT sounds better than me now. Scarlett Johansson GPT.
Yeah, tune in for the first one for that one. That was fun.
Yeah, that's what... ChatGPT sounds like Scarlett Johansson now. I don't know how they pulled that off.
Yeah, like... Here's the thing, is I want to know, did they contact her and be like, look, this is going to sound exactly like you?
No, they had to call Disney.
Yeah, they own her. Oh, man, how many lawsuits is that thing in, man?
Oh, man, I bet so many.
Yeah.
So yeah, just right out the gate, can you think of any weird real estate related stories? I guess they don't have to be real estate related, but like clients or real estate related stories that like you think are normal, but then you start talking to other people and you're like, oh, maybe that was a weird experience.
Put me on the spot here, making me call out old clients. I'm just kidding. No, but I know
if they're
you
old,
do.
They're not watching.
You go first. I know you had some in the tank. You go first.
I always have stories.
Well, that's fair. I don't know why. I usually have stories too, but right now they elude me.
They elude you.
Go ahead. Give me one.
Probably my weirdest one. I'm just gonna flex real quick. I got to be on HGTV for one episode, so it's not that important, but it was fun. But
I've watched it 17 times.
I'm proud of you.
I know.
But the way that happened, I don't even know if I've told you this, like the way that came about, but it was the wildest transaction beforehand to get
I'll
to
stop
that.
you if you've told me. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
no, I'm just kidding. I don't think I've heard this.
That'll make for a great podcast. Okay, so...
can we move on to the next one?
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
I don't care to hear this. So I get hit up by a like friend of a friend that says, hey, I need you to sell my dad's house. They don't live here right now. They live in Mexico, but they don't like their current realtor. They want to hire somebody else.
Okay.
First red flag, right? I'm like, okay, cool, but we'll figure this out. They give me the address. I look it up. It's been listed by 7 realtors.
What?
Right? And this is in like a prestigious neighborhood in Stone Oak, which is in San Antonio. It's like one of like the more sought after areas. And I look at the home. Looks pretty good. Staging is pretty weird or whatever. Yeah. The photos were kind of strange. And so I'm like, what's wrong with this? But I said, okay, it's like 2020.
Yeah.
Real estate's crazy right now. And it's still not selling.
This was in 2020?
This was in 2020, and it's just sitting.
This is getting weirder.
It's getting weirder.
Keep going. No.
So, and like for backstory, in 2020, if you listed a house, you had 7,000 offers.
Yeah.
3 days later. This one had been sitting on the market for 7 months.
People
with 7 different realtors, like one realtor per month.
Yeah. People wanted to shelter in place, and they sure as hell did.
They did.
I want a house now.
So I finally go look at the house. I still never talked to the client. I've only texted him. And they're Mexican. They speak English pretty well, but like there's a little bit of a disconnect there. But I walk in to this really nice house and immediate weird vibes. It looked like someone had like sprinted into the home, spent 15 minutes grabbing everything that was important to them, and then ran. And like, I walked in and went, this does not give the feel goods. So like toys were out, and like there were 2 cars in the garage covered in dust, right? Like brand new cars covered in dust. There were still like clothes in the washing machine, but they were like moldy because they'd been there for forever.
What?
And they're showing the home like this, which boggled my mind.
Yeah.
And like everything was just weird. Like closets were open, but like hangers were hanging in places where they had just, I think they just swiped all their clothes. And so I'm like, what is the deal with this? So like I leave immediately because I just walk in. I was like, I feel like I'm being watched. I don't even like this. And I call him like, explain.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you need to know? And I'm like, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's not your business. And I was like, oh, it's definitely my business.
Hey, you want me to list this?
I was like, do you want me to list it?
The context.
You know, I'm getting weird vibes.
That's part of being a realtor. Like awesome part about being a realtor. You get all that good context.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Like 90% of the time.
You have to.
Oh yeah. It's the best part. You get to see how people live.
Yep.
You get to hear how people like take care of their homes and their thing. Oh, it's perfect. I wonder.
Yeah. Oh, I've got plenty with this guy. Yeah. It's wild. And I've still never met him, but like we sold the house. The dad that I kept talking to, it was owned by multiple people, but the dad I was talking to is like full blown Mexican machismo, right? Like whatever I say goes. any suggestion you have is the dumbest thing he's ever heard.
Sure.
Which I'm great for that, because as soon as he was like, no, absolutely not, I was like, cool, thank you for your time. No worries, you can hire somebody else.
Yeah.
Hang up.
I'm good at my job.
Yeah.
Please listen.
And I've always been like that. But what I find is that people that are like that, if you just check them just a little bit, politely, say, no worries, absolutely, you can hire somebody else. Thank you so much. Click.
Yeah.
You'll get a call back. Maybe like a couple hours, maybe a day. Is like, hey, so like maybe their wife got in their ear or someone's like, hey, so maybe you can list the house or whatever. I was like, cool, absolutely. You have to do what I say though.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, if we just do what we've been doing, you're just gonna have this weird house sit on the market for forever.
They probably called like 7 realtors and they all sucked and they were just like,
I looked up some of the realtors, heavy hitters.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually called one of them. I was like, explain.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I don't want to.
He goes, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, that's even weirder. I don't like this at all.
I went into one of the rooms and there was a ghost. I just am out.
So then like I had to go look at the house again and clean it up a little bit. I called them and I said, hey, I need about $3,000 to get this home staged and cleaned and everything. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't need more money. Other realtors can do this for free. And I was like, again, absolutely. You can call those people. No worries. Thank you so much.
I don't own a vacuum, sir.
And he goes, wait. Okay. Why $3,000? I explained it to him. Half the rooms were empty. Half of them had like office furniture in them for no reason. And so it just looked weird and it felt creepy. So we had a declutter company come in, declutter everything.
Yeah.
I sold his huge sectional that he did not need in the house on a Facebook Marketplace for him, which was a whole nother debacle because like he wanted to sell it but kind of didn't. But he told me to do it. And then like when I sold it, he was like, you sold my couch? I'm like, dude, I have all of the text messages where it says you told me to sell the couch.
What do you want me? Yeah.
So use that for staging. Got it staged. Had a buddy of mine come with me to like go over there and look at that. He walks in and goes, bad vibes. I don't like this. He goes, this is like some cartel shit or something like that. Like, I don't know what it is. Like if they, it's like if they just picked up and ran back to Mexico, I don't like the idea of that. And I'm like, that's fair. I'm going to sell it anyway because I like money, but it is weird. And so we got it staged. It looked incredible. We listed it for about $40,000 more than what it was listed previously. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. We didn't even list it quite yet. The stagers are coming in, right? They're getting everything. There's people walking on the street, staring and like pointing. And I was like, what is that about? Like, this is a weird gated neighborhood like that, or a nice gated neighborhood.
Yeah.
We immediately get a call from a realtor. It's not on the market yet. It's like, hey, is that house going back on the market? I said, sure is. I said, my client would like to make an offer.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Have you seen it? And they're like, yeah, but like before, like the other realtor wasn't like negotiating or anything like that. And I was like, okay, well, just so you know, we're going to list it at $448, I think is what I listed it at back in the day. Now it's like $700. 2020.
Yeah, 2020, 2022, yeah.
And she goes, well, it was listed at $420 or like whatever the lower price was. And I was like, well, not anymore.
Yeah.
And so then they immediately submit an offer, lowball.
Yeah.
I negotiate with them for 24 hours. It's still not on the market yet. And I get them up to about like 436. And the seller says they're cool with it, all that stuff. The client feels like I have negotiated too hard and they're mad about how high we got them up. And so they just back out. I was like, okay, no worries.
Goodbye.
Best of luck to you.
We'll get another one.
Yeah, best of luck to you. And we'll get another one. We got it staged. We listed it. 7 offers in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Sold it for $40,000 more than they had it listed for. And it happened so fast. So like, presentation matters, right? All of that to say, also that guy, once he finally came to get his stuff, he would text me stuff like, did you touch my underwear? What? And I'm like, what?
Sir, yes, I did.
He was like, hey, I can't find my cologne. Do you have that? I'm like, no, I didn't touch it. What is going on? And so like, I'm like calling this friend of a friend that referred
Ashton,
this
where
guy.
Are you?
And I'm like, hey, yeah. I'm like, am I on camera right now? It was the weirdest thing ever. So then fast forward about 6 weeks, I get a random phone call. And she goes, hi, Evan, my name's Lisa. I was like,
hello, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How can I help you? She goes, you were the realtor on that one house, huh? I said, yeah. And she goes, yeah, we were the ones trying to make the offer on it. And you kept like kicking our butts in negotiations. I was like, hey, I apologize that that happened to you guys, but you know, I'm always going to put my client's interest first. And you guys are not my clients. They're like, about that, we would like to fire our realtor and hire you. And I said, this keeps happening. okay, cool. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. If you've signed any paperwork with other people or anything like that, we need to look at that first. And they were like, we didn't sign anything. I said, okay. If you will inform your other realtor that you're going to go another direction, make sure they don't freak out, I'd be happy to help. They had been looking for houses for 8 months and just could not find what they needed. I showed them 5 houses and we found the one.
Nice.
That quick.
Nice.
Got it under contract, negotiated like $30,000 off the price. And then this client goes, hey, and by the way, we're approved to be on House Hunters for HGTV. So do you want to do that with us? And I said, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like there's no
my
way.
leg
I was
being pulled.
Prove it.
Yeah.
And she sends me like just this vague email with no like signature or anything like that. And I'm like, okay, Lisa, did they ask you for your debit card information? Because I feel like you're being scammed. She goes, no, it's like legit. You have to like audition. I was like, okay, for you, I will try it. I did a Zoom audition with some lady in a dark room, and I'm like, this is all BS. There's no way this is real.
I'm getting scammed in some capacity.
I can't, all the people's names on the emails, I can't find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Up until like almost the day of where we were supposed to start shooting, I was like, this is not going to be real. Like, there's no way. And then I get to the house after like I did an audition and did all this stuff, and I get there and there's a whole camera crew in like a truck. And I was like, oh, it's real. What? Like, how weird and shady were all these emails? And then we filmed for 7 days to make a 20-minute episode.
Wait, 7 days?
7 days.
That's gross.
Yep.
No, disagree.
And they asked me, they're like, hey, how do you do on camera? I was like, I do very well. They're like, do you like scripts? And I was like, I'm not good at that. So like, if you're going to tell me what to say, we're going to be having a lot of takes. They're like, no, just do you.
You do you, boo.
So
you be Evan.
Yeah, just be Evan. So all I did was I walked through the house 7 different times, like pretending to show them new stuff. And they would be like, hey, for this take, Lisa hates this house now. But her husband, Robert, he's all about it.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, cool, let's go.
Movie magic.
Yeah, and then we would just like do a whole take of that. And they're like, cool, for this next take, Robert hates this house. And Lisa, and so we're just like making it up with, I don't know if I'm supposed to be spilling this HGTV tea like this, but this is how this works.
Did you sign an NDA?
I think it's expired.
You're boned
at this point.
You're boned at this point.
Yeah, I'm in so much trouble.
You're boned.
But yeah, so, and then like they would stop you if you said like hot button words, like you can't say master bedroom on national television anymore, which makes sense. Right? People want you to say primary bedroom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then like there was a Jack and Jill bathroom, right? And they were like, you can't say Jack and Jill. And I was like, why? And they were like, we don't know. we just know what we're told.
The lawyers said no, and I said, Jack and Jill.
I was literally trying to think about it. I'm like, is it because it could be like Jill and Jill or like Jack and Jack? These are like brother and sister, probably. Whatever. I'll do what they say. Like, I don't get it.
Tandem bathroom.
Tandem, yeah. I said connecting bathrooms. And then like at one point I got to the house and they had plantation shutters, and I was like, I already know that this one's going to be a bad one. So what should I say instead? They're like, whatever you want. I was like, the home has custom shutters throughout the whole thing. So like randomly I would say the wrong word. They'd make me take 5 steps back and do it again.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
But yeah.
7 days for 20 minutes of TV.
Yep.
That's gross.
I only had to be there for 5. They had to shoot their own like
oh yeah, because like they had to go
scenes.
And like sit in the cafe and deliberate. Where did they go in San Antonio? Do you know?
They had like footage of downtown. They went to their backyard at their apartment to like sit there, and then they were at their actual apartment like sitting there talking about what they wanted. Yeah. But if you guys want like the full trick of House Hunters, I hope this doesn't like get me in trouble for later.
I'm calling the lawyers.
They already owned the house.
Yeah.
They owned the house already.
Done.
So they were like, don't move in for 2 weeks. We have to shoot in that house. And then the other 2 houses we went to shoot in, they were just fake. Like they're just houses we found. And we paid those people $250 to let us go film in their house. Yeah. Like actually one of the houses was already under contract to be sold. And I was like, you guys want to make $250? And then another one was like just a flip that made no sense. It was zero about what they were looking for in any way, shape, or form. Because like downtown instead of Stone Oak. That's how that works. You just have to eat a lot of faking. But the lead up to that was wild. Because I got like embroiled in some sort of like potential cartel fleeing craziness.
You're on a list now. You should be prepared. Crap, am I on a list now?
You're probably on a list now, yeah.
Damn it.
You're complacent.
Guilty by association.
Yep.
Oh, I don't want to be your neighbor anymore.
Yeah, too bad.
Too bad.
I don't want to sell my interest rates so good.
So good. Oh, man. Dude, crazy story, man.
Yeah, and top that.
I cannot. Yeah, there was a haunted house with a cartel, and HGTV filmed me the whole time. You know, I don't.
It's all part of like a mini Netflix docuseries. You'll see it eventually.
Yeah, when Evan goes like to the stratosphere, it's like, here's his first clips, and it's just you and HGTV.
Yeah, and HGTV's mad at me.
Yeah, they're pissed because the NDA was breached.
Exactly. I hope I didn't. I don't think I signed one.
Oh, who cares?
We'll see.
I mean, I don't care. I'm not in trouble.
They want me to be back on. They're like, anytime you have some funny clients, let me know. But like, anytime I've had that,
can I be like a funny client?
We probably could.
Yes.
Like, I don't think they would care.
No,
you just pretend to be a buyer.
I don't like that.
You don't even have to buy the house to be.
So what is that called? That's a toilet.
Yeah. Right. Hold on. What is upstairs? Like you just talk like an old like
spin your mustache.
Yeah. Where does everyone live up there? Is that a big attic? What is this staircase? Like they'd be like, this guy's insane. But no, they said that. But
behold,
anytime I've ever asked another client, I'm like, hey, this is a weird question, but do you want to be on TV? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you have to take 7 days off work. They're like, no. Like, we have jobs
can't afford the house if that happens.
And they're like, do we get paid? I'm like, no. You don't. You get to be on TV. And they're like, oh, we're going to pass. I'm like, that makes sense.
No, I can't top that.
No.
There's maybe like a sex dungeon we've run into once or twice. You know?
What?
I don't know. I mean, it happens.
I have been in houses like that where you look and there's like some weird hooks on the ceiling.
Yeah.
You're like, I know what that was for.
Yeah, or like a mirror like just over the bed and you're like,
yep. One that I showed, it was my first year in real estate. I still remember it because it pops up on my like Facebook story every so often. But it was a room that had like this octagon side wall in front of the bed, all covered in mirrors. So you had like 9 angles of the bed.
You sure they just didn't like mirror mazes like at fun, like carnivals or something?
You know, I don't know, but I got to imagine probably not.
Sir, do you enjoy carnivals and mirror mazes?
Yeah.
I do. How'd you know?
I found your bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember putting that on Facebook, being like, what do you guys think this is for? And like, I got a lot of strange messages. It was pretty funny.
Oh man, no, I don't have anything to top with. You stumped me today, Evan. I don't know. I'll come up with something.
You've told me about a couple weird ones where like your clients had to like hire a crane to get a.
Oh
like
yeah. We had some really awesome clients who they had a brick oven,
pizza oven.
Oh my god,
stone
Adirondack chair. You'll get that from the other one.
Call back.
Yeah, call back. Yeah, it's a brick oven, and the thing was custom made. And when they sold the house, they had to have a crane come out and literally come and pick the thing up, take it over the house. Like this thing is like going through like the contract phase, and like we're out of option period and everything, and it's like
you better not drop it on this house.
The amount of insurance that like probably had to be like paid for is just insane. But the crazy thing is like they were telling us like the whole neighborhood came out and like they had like a watch party and everything, and I was like, yeah, I think we had to work that day and like we couldn't go because like, dude, who would want to go watch like a brick oven like just being like.
You need to tell your clients, like, I'm sorry, I can't be there. I'm going to watch an oven.
Yeah, I'll be back.
And I'm not going to explain. What?
I mean, what kind of oven are we talking here? Well, it's really heavy, and it's brick. And you can make pizzas in it. Then, sir, I'll see you later.
Yeah, right? I'll see you maybe later. That's funny, too. Like, if I was a buyer and I was buying this house, I'm like, oh, my God, check out this pizza oven. And you're like, by the way, it doesn't come with that.
No,
like,
that is not in the contract.
Well, what does come with it? Like...
You don't get that. You get to look at it for right now.
What are you going to put in its place?
Can they make me a pizza before they go?
Yeah, can I have one?
No, they cannot.
Oh, it's a closing gift? Just like leave a pizza on the counter?
I love how my story is like, 30 seconds long.
I mean, That was a long one.
That's one of your best ones. I've heard bits and pieces of that, but there is like minutia in there that I have never heard. I enjoyed that thoroughly, so thank you for filling in the gaps, and especially breaking your NDA. I can't wait to see you in court. Just can't.
But from the stands, I'm just gonna watch. Yeah. That's too funny.
I've already like speed dialed a lawyer while you were talking.
Oh, great.
The phone now.
Oh, great. Boop, boop. We're going to go famous for the wrong reasons.
Oh, man. All right.
Crazy. I just realized that like people don't know that much about us. They know that we're realtors.
That's fair.
Devilishly handsome.
Strikingly.
Especially over here.
You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's going to get me through the week.
Take it. But, you know, like people don't know like our backstories at all. So like what got you guys into real estate? What did you do before? What did you do now? I know some of this, but they don't.
Sure. So take it back long ways. 10 years we've been doing real estate. So how we got into real estate, we were those clients. So shout out to our realtors at the time. They became like mentors to us. They were great. Needless to say.
Like when you bought a house?
When we bought a house and then got into real estate. I worked at a bar for a very long time. I worked in the bar industry for 12 plus years. So if you got a drink at one of those bars, hey.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Don't drink and drive. Back then and now.
TABC.
Funny story. We won't go there. Anyway, so I was working in a bar and Les was in nursing at the time. And we decided, hey, let's buy a house. It's that time. Prices are right. Like we can afford it with what we're making at the time. We had a 2-year-old basically. Heck, we started when we had like a 6-month-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were those clients. We took forever to find a house. Mm-hmm. Okay. We had our search going and then we stopped it. You know, we put an offer in on a house and then backed out, lost our earnest money. And then we were under contract on this one house and we literally get out of option period and we're like, this is not right. Something's off. And it was a very small starter home. It was really cool. Like the layout was like really just nice and I don't know, it was cozy, small. Mm-hmm. That's a realtor word for small.
Yeah, it is.
So it was a really cool house, but something was off and we were like, we got to back out.
Yeah.
And we did, and we lost our earnest money.
Earnest money is that money that you put up front, like good faith money. So it's probably like, like $2,000 or something like that.
Yeah. At the time it was like $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, then that was a lot of money for us back then, you know, heck, I would hate to lose $2,000 today, but we backed out, went and moved in with our parents for a little bit, like 3 months or whatever, saved up the money again, and then started the search again. And then one day our realtor, she reaches out and she's like, hey, look, I know you don't like this area. You guys have like said up and down, like, no. And we were like, well, at this point, like everything that we've done, gone under contract probably a couple different times, backed out a couple different times. Like we're first time home buyers. Like we didn't know, we didn't know what we wanted. We didn't know what we should have got, etc. Like I was like, well, I can fix anything. So we were looking at stuff that like needed a lot of work.
You're still like that.
Oh, geez. Yeah, don't get me started on my project right now for this podcast. I think I alluded to that. But anyways, so she's like, hey, look, I found this house. She's an amazing realtor. Like she found this house for us. And she goes, look, it just came on the market. Like we need to go see it. It's not going to last. And I was like, well, I'm working right now. Like, and then Les was at work. Like we couldn't go see this house. And she's like, I'm going to go see it for you. And I'm going to tell you. And that's how much trust and faith we had.
You're going to buy it if I say so.
100%. No, I'm not even joking. Like exactly right. And like, that's how much faith and trust we had in her. Mm-hmm. And so she goes and sees the house and she's like, we need to do something. Like this meets every piece of criteria. Like, so we submitted a contract and we saw after it got accepted. And
my gosh.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were just going off the basis that like, hey, we could back out during option and all that kind of stuff and blibbity blobbity bloop. So get this house and it was great. Still there today, honestly. A lot of alterations since.
It's still there.
It's still there. It's still there.
It's still standing.
Yeah. And so we got that. And in the period of this whole, like, heck, maybe even 2 years worth of like what we were doing with real estate or, you know, trying to find our home, Les started gravitating towards it. Like she started like saying like, hey, I think there's something here. And she wasn't really like, she had jumped kind of to different positions with nursing and it was just kind of all over the place and she wasn't enjoying it. It was just a job at that point.
Yeah.
And I was working at Apple, like in the retail store doing like repairs on computers and working in the bar. So it's like, yeah, we didn't have a ton of money, but like the scenario was just fine enough that enough money was coming in. We could still go through with all this.
Were you an Apple genius?
I was an Apple genius.
Oh my God.
All my boys, shout out. So we get this house. The backstory, like I could go in all day long on like telling you about what I did with the house and everything. It needed to be gutted. Like the people were smokers like that lived there. But so we like ripped out the carpet, ripped out, you know, drywall, did the popcorn, I mean, everything. Anyways, so Les gravitated towards this like in that period. And she goes, I think I'm going to get my real estate license. I was like, do it. Like, go for it. Like, this is what's going to make you happy and like make you feel good. And like, it's better than what you're doing now. Like, we're doing fine. We'll be all right. And she went down to the beach with like her parents and she like did the entire class like on the road trip down there. Like the whole, like all the hours of like everything that she needed.
Did she do like at your own pace type learning?
And she was just like,
oh my God.
Boom, just
I'm so jealous of people that can do that.
Oh, I can't.
That's not how my brain works.
That's not how mine does either. And like she just blew through it. She absorbed everything, passed the test like on her first try, just called it a day. And so then that's how she got into it. And then she started to enjoy it enough and needed the help. And like,
she was like, come with me.
Come with me. I mean, there's a misconception about realtors. It's like, okay, yeah, we're just in sales and like we just sell homes or help people buy homes. There is so much more to it.
Yeah.
There is an entire business structure behind the entire thing that like people, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I mean, I'll give credit to whoever needs credit, but like, there is an entire business. And so like having two people do that business makes so much more sense. The fact that you do it on your own and you're as successful as you are, hats off, bro.
I'm exhausted.
I can tell. I'm just kidding. So fell in love with that. And like, we modeled after like the people that helped us buy. Like they were customer focused. They were like not salesy sales realtors. Yep. And that is what we've done ever since. And I would never do it any other way. I would never do it any other way. And like, I get clients from friends of mine, from past coworkers who were friends of mine, like basically my entire sphere and the people that like reach out and respect us.
Sphere is a full realtor term.
Big time.
The people you know.
The people you know.
Your sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence. Yeah. That is a drinking word. If we're doing this next time with beers, we're drinking. Okay? And so like, we're just like 100% referral based and sphere based. Like that's it.
Yep.
And that's how we run our business. And I wouldn't do it any other way. I wouldn't pick up the phone and bang the phones all day long and be like, do you need a home? Okay, bye. Do you know someone? Okay, wait, bye-bye.
I had a guy when I first got in, he was like, all you got to do is just start calling these people that tried to sell their houses and couldn't. They called them expireds. He was like, just bang the phone all day. And I was like, oh, that is not for me.
No,
thank you.
I mean, dude, there are some people that are really, really successful with it.
I know so many people that are so good at that. That just brought me zero joy.
100%. Like just getting yelled at and like, just like,
you're the 18th person to call me. Do not talk to me.
I'm calling your broker. What's your broker's name? And then like, you'd be like, I kind of have to tell you. So
this is my broker's name. Here's his phone number. So sorry.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, no.
I hate this too. If it makes you feel better, like
someone told me to do this one time. I accepted. So yeah, the backstory is just like,
so you went from bar, Apple, real estate.
Yeah. Bar, Apple, real estate.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I love technology. Like, real estate like is so technology centric at the moment and like is obviously, I mean, everything is. And like, and I love that aspect of it. And like the fact that you and I are sitting here doing a podcast and we can project that out to the world like via an internet connection. I'm all for. Like, I'm all for, you know, and like, that's kind of my backstory into this is Les was really good at what she did. She built a business and I was there to support her when she needed it. and I saw the business in a whole, like as a whole, and I said, oh, I like that too.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm in. And
here's how I could change it and make it even bigger, and like we could do it together.
100%. You know, and like, I mean, there are certain things that her and I, we do not work well together, and that's totally cool. But there are certain things that we have our own swim lanes, and we rock them.
Yep.
And like that's what we do. And so that's.
I don't know if Les would ever do the podcast.
I've asked her. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun if she'd get out here and see what she would say.
But she's more like the behind the scenes kind of quiet person.
Yeah, and she's the negotiator. She's the contract focused person.
Yep.
Like she loves looking at houses and like loves that aspect of it. That like, yeah, I love looking at houses and I enjoy seeing like what's on the market and these. Like she loves it.
Yeah,
and like. And that just ingrains into her workflow is like, oh, I'm like, hey, did you see this one house? It was really cool. And she's like, yeah, I saw that like, 3 weeks ago when it came on the market. I'm like, oh.
Because I'm on top of it.
Yeah, I'm like, like that's cool. She knows her stuff, and so that is kind of like.
How long have you guys been together?
Geez, 20 years this year. 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. October will be 20 years. We started dating when we both worked at Sherlock's. I was a busser and then a bar back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a busser and then a bar back and then a bartender. And in the midst of all that, like we found each other and we started dating. There's a whole long backstory to it. I mean, there's other stuff, but like
I found you.
Yeah. Hi. But we started working together and then we started dating in 2004. Like we consider it October 31st just because like I guess it was kind of official. Probably went to a party or something and
for Halloween.
And like we went together or something, and like dude, never looked back ever since. So 20 years, man, this year. So
that's wild.
Yeah. What about you, man? Give me your backstory. I know there's a lot to it. I know that you've filled in bits and pieces. But
my backstory is not as cool. Also, the whole Apple part that he just talked about, we were trying to learn how to do like screen sharing on the computer, and he just goes, and all this code just popped up, and I was like, please don't. Oh my God, are you gonna break that? And then he like did like 3 things, and it changed it. And I was like, that's a different level of skill set. That looked like the Matrix, whatever you were doing. That was wild. Crazy skill sets. Yeah, so my background, I've always been a sales person, right? My parents were singers growing up. We would go on tour. I would stand at the merch booth and I would sell their stuff. That's what I like as a little kid.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Fast forward to like after high school, I did door-to-door sales for a little bit. It was awful. I was good at it.
What were you selling?
I was selling $8,000 water purification systems door-to-door. They didn't know I was coming. And the company that I worked for was awful because all we did was they just tricked people.
Yeah.
And so they would send this really cute blonde girl to the door and they're like, hey, we're testing the water in the area. Do you care if we test your water? And they were like, sure, little girl, that would be great. And then I walk in, they're like, what's happening now? Like,
where did the girl go?
They're already mad. And I was like, I don't want to be here either. Like, but I couldn't say that. And
I have to eat.
Yeah, it was tough. Like I'd have to sell, like to make my bills, I need to sell 2 a week.
Yeah.
Which didn't always happen. So I hated that because everyone hated me. No one loves a door-to-door salesperson. It happens, like it almost never happens.
There's one time, there's this YouTube guy, go look him up. There's this guy who actually like legitimately is.
Is that the guy that sells like the shoe cleaner and stuff?
I think so. But he sings and dances and does all this like, and people are just like
so good.
And like honestly, he probably makes more money off of YouTube now at this point than he does like even remotely. Okay, anyways,
that guy's hilarious though.
I hope we were talking about the same story. I hope we're talking about the same guy.
But yeah, so I did that, and then I did not love being hated. It's not my thing. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to help people find things that they needed. Like I didn't want to do that. So all of a sudden I got a job at a furniture store. I'm still in college at the time. I say in college. I was not actually going, but I was in there. And I was enrolled and got a job selling furniture, started making more money than I had ever expected to make.
Yeah.
And realized I had, in college, I had taken a semester of interior design because it was the cheapest one. Not because I cared about that at all. Like I didn't find that interesting in any way, shape, or form. It was like, this has slots available and it's a cheap class. I was like, done, let's go. But I actually kind of liked it. I liked that stuff, learning like the traffic patterns of things and like the feng shui of a room. I like that. So then that translated to selling furniture, and I could help people kind of build their space a little bit. But I was selling very ugly furniture at Schmashly Schmurniture. I don't want to get sued.
NDA.
Yeah, NDA, right. So then I transitioned to another sales job, and then I missed doing the furniture thing. So I had moved to Oklahoma, and I got hired at the only modern furniture store in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Suburban Contemporary. Shout out Suburban. And that was my shtick. I liked it a lot. We could custom build everything, change everything about a sofa, order stuff from Italy. And so like people would come in and be like, this is my blueprint. And I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
And we would just build the whole house.
I got you.
And then I moved to San Antonio, and I found a company that sold the exact same products, just a slightly larger company. I did the same thing.
Nice.
I had a guy show up one time, and he was like, I don't live here, and I'm not coming back for 8 months. I don't care what the budget is. Here's my keys and my debit or my credit card.
Yeah.
Just have it done by the time I get back. And I was like, I'm going to need you to sign like 50 disclosures because I have expensive tastes, sir. I think I spent like $200,000. And he just went, sweet, thanks. Like nothing. Crazy.
We're back to that fuck it money.
Yeah, that is fucking money. Full bleeps. But yeah, so while I was at that furniture place, I had a son. My son is awesome. And
agreed.
Especially when you're in modern furniture, the amount of clients that are looking for like a $12,000 couch are slower.
Sure.
So like it's a lot of downtime at that furniture store. So I'm just sitting there going, I could be hanging out with like my new kid. Like I really like that. And I had just bought a house maybe 6 months before, kind of similar, except you had good agents. Mine, I hope she doesn't see this, was awful. She was really awful. She like showed up to show us houses in her pajamas one time.
Nice.
And I was like, is this how this works? Like what's going on? And this is actually illegal. But she would give her husband her phone that had access to showing time and stuff like that, so that he could go show the houses because she was busy.
Oh no.
Which is illegal. You can't do that. I didn't know that was bad at the time. But I was like, so are you a realtor? He's like, no, I'm a plumber. Like, I was like, okay, what are we doing here?
I own a pizzeria.
Yeah, so like what
do you know about houses? Nothing.
I made it way through the whole way through. And the whole time I was thinking, I'd be so good at that. Like, because I love customer service, right? That's my people always came back because I had the personality and I wanted to make sure they were taken care of, which is the opposite of door-to-door sales. And
you
so
don't care about anyone.
I was at the furniture store. I'm sad because I'm missing time with my son. The hours are like 10 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night.
Oh, yeah.
He goes to bed at 7.
Sure.
So I started exploring other avenues. And me and one of the other sales ladies was kind of like, we should get her real estate license. We'd be like really good at it.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately she passed away suddenly. That other salesperson. She's super cool.
You didn't have anything to do with it, did you?
Oh, God. Okay. No. Break my heart.
Eliminate the competition.
Yeah. No, she was amazing. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. And so I started getting my real estate license while I was still working there. I was taking the classes from my desk and then like running up and helping people find couches and rugs and tie in colors with art pieces and things like that. And then running back and be like, okay, what is a fiduciary duty? And like learning all that stuff as I went.
You said duty.
Duty. Oh my God. And then everybody was like, hey, by the way, you can't quit your day job. Real estate isn't something you just jump into. Like you'll fail immediately.
Yeah, that one line everybody says, it's 6 months to a year before you get your first paycheck.
Yeah, that's what they say. And they say, and most realtors don't make it out of their first year.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they think it's going to be easy money, which is, I'm sure some people do feel that way.
All them 2022 realtors.
All the 2020, 2021.
RIP.
RIP. Yep, they're probably gone. But somebody said that, and I was like, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
And when I put my mind to something, it's kind of hard to stop me.
Evan's ridiculously competitive.
I'm
ridiculously competitive.
No, overly competitive, maybe. Ridiculously, I don't know.
Okay, fine.
Subjective.
Yeah, that's subjective, I guess.
But yeah, I am. He's not lying.
Yeah.
And so because someone told me I couldn't do it, I had to do it. And so
what other better motivator is there?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. How dare you? Now I got to do it.
Yeah.
And so I got my license, had my first home under contract within about a week and a half. Within 6 months, or I quit my job after 1 month. Within 6 months, I hired 6 people to work for me and just went crazy with it.
Yeah.
That did burn me out big time. That was way too fast.
Yeah, I remember
that
you
was
telling me that a while back.
dumb to hire people that early.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I got into it, and I haven't looked back. And we have similar business models in the fact that I don't cold call people. I don't do anything. I treat my people as good as I possibly can
100%, yeah.
and make sure that they're represented in the best way. And then they just send me
All
people.
about customer service.
Yeah.
Like that's, I mean, when you're doing such a complicated transaction, when you're having to deal with like legalities and like all these different things that are complicated, I mean, do you want a sales guy that just wants the sale?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I don't know how your realtors were, or if you've met people like this, but like
I wouldn't even want to project that side of me. Like,
no.
But again, going from the bar, like fixing computers, like I've always like had some type of customer service in me.
Yeah.
And you too. I mean, going from like understanding your niche in like in the furniture business and like taking care of those clients.
Yeah.
And like it sounds like you did really well. Like
yeah.
So
I'm sure you've met realtors that are like, can't you imagine yourself in this dining room with your family eating dinner and they're selling the house?
Yeah.
And I'm just the opposite. I'm walking around. I was like, there's a crack right there. Look at that crack. I want you to know that there's a crack. That you see that? Could be a bad sign. I don't know about that. Is that mold? Like, I'm totally different.
Your bed will not fit in this house.
I'm almost trying to talk people out of houses enough that if they love it after I've just crapped on it for the past half hour, they love it.
Exactly.
And no one's ever going to say, he convinced me to buy this, because I did not.
No, for sure. And like, why wouldn't you want to pick apart a house, like, and like make sure that whoever's buying that is understanding, like, I'm seeing this through a realtor's eyes. I'm seeing this through like multiple transactions. Like I've seen and been here in so many different cases. Like, why wouldn't you pick out like the obvious that someone wouldn't notice?
I've even had clients that like first time clients, I get there early. I walk in San Antonio, we have a lot of foundation issues.
Yeah.
So like all of a sudden you walk in, it feels like Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. So the client rolls back up and I'm like, get back in the car, skip it.
Bye.
And they're like, what? I'm like, not even worth your time.
Yeah.
And I had a lady be like, that was the reason that I sent you everybody I knew.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, don't even get out of the car. It's not worth it.
But that's also knowing like who you're working with. Like that's also coming from like,
for sure,
it coming from your heart too. Like you want it to go well for them. Like you don't want them to get some, like if you didn't point out the obvious and they bought that house and like, sure, you might be covered after the fact, but like, would you feel good about yourself? Absolutely not.
Yeah. No, I had a client that just bought a house like late last year. And then like 2 months later, somebody in their family passed away. She had to leave to go to New York to take care of them.
Yeah.
And she hit me up. She was like, the house is empty. I don't know if you can do anything or sell it. I'm like, I mean, you can't sell it. You just bought it. And then the market corrected by like 6% or so. So like, you can't, she was in such a bad spot. She was like, I can't keep making the payments. I'm like, oh my God. So like, I'm trying to find somebody to rent it. I'm trying to find like all of this stuff. And she's like, how much am I paying you for this? I was like, you are not. This is for my soul.
Yeah.
Like, I hate the fact that you're in this scenario and I had anything to do with it. Like, even though it's not my fault, like that stuff drives me nuts.
Well, and like, hey, dude, karma. You won't fall out of another chair.
Yeah, maybe. Dude, karma. All right, so we're going to move into a different segment that we're calling Smash or Pass. I did not explain it very well the first time. So, Smash or Pass, for those that don't know what that is, no, don't even say what I said. It's one of those things that I couldn't take it back. I didn't realize it sounded weird until we watched it in post. So Smash or Pass is a colloquial term. Is that how you would say that?
Sure. Yeah, I would say that people know that term.
Smash would mean yes, and then pass would be no thank you.
Oh yeah. Or no.
Yeah, and if you're like 55 and up and you're going, what is Smash or Pass? You can ask your kids about it.
Now you did it again.
Yeah, you're children.
You're children.
You're not your babies. You're adult children. You're in your 60s.
Get your head out of the gutter, audience of 3.
Adult children.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pull up some homes, and we're going to say, we've only seen the first picture. So we're going to say whether or not we would smash or pass.
Yep.
And we're supposed to stick with our gut feeling, but it tends to surprise us.
Yeah. Come the end, we're going to be either pleasantly surprised and smash all day, or we're going to just say...
Phrasing. Are we doing phrasing? Okay.
Or we're going to say, no, thank you. No, thank you, ma'am.
Hard pass.
Or sir. Or ma'am, sir.
So looking at this first one, it doesn't look like anything special, if I'm being honest with you. Like, it doesn't look...
It looks ridiculously HDR photoshopped. I mean, good on you, like, for making me say, hey, I enjoy the galaxy colors. But yeah, it doesn't look anything special.
It's not a real sunset.
It's definitely not a real sunset. That is definitely Photoshop.
Photoshop, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Wait. Would you... Are we smashing or passing right now, or are we going to come back to that?
Oh, on this... I'm going to ignore what I just saw. I'm going to pass.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a very, like... It just seems like a house.
Yep.
Like, you know, a normal house you would see in any neighborhood in any place in America.
And on Neighbor Talk, we only deal with the weird stuff.
Oh, we get weird. Smash. We get weird.
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah. So that I briefly saw that by accident.
We saw that. My reaction was fake. But I don't know. I mean, the color is strange.
What are the things on the wall?
They are those RGB. They look like those RGB lights that like gamers put behind their like fancy, you know. Okay, those. What?
There's a lot of them.
Okay, or are they mirrors? Are they mirrors, or are they like like those RGB lights?
I can't tell. And they do look like lights. They look like the only lights in the house, just about.
Oh my god! That is insane. Like they really went.
They loved those things.
They're like octagons, triangles.
Ceilings are black. Pool table is black. Railing is black. Baseboards are black.
I just saw that, and
This is like a gothic paradise in a suburban neighborhood.
Yeah, they're like, I'm goth, but I have money.
But I have money and a loft.
I throw money.
Goth loft.
I throw money at my house, and I'm gonna make it like my soul.
Like my dark, like my soul,
dark and full of RGB lights.
What is that TV for? Like, do you sit on an ottoman to watch that TV?
Oh, that makes my back hurt already. Like,
we are over 30.
Yeah.
We don't play with that.
No. Oh, come on. No, the shades are black. The counters are black. This is Marilyn Manson's starter home. This is what this is. Why is the fridge not black? Yeah.
Like, why aren't the appliances black?
Yeah, I feel cheated.
Yeah.
I feel cheated. I feel like they could have just went the extra mile and said, I'm going to go ahead and get matte black appliances.
Even the outlets are black, like everything. That's what... Okay.
Is this the backyard? Or like, what is this?
I don't know.
There's a hot tub, so it must... I'm assuming it's outside.
So they really love pool, because that's a second pool table.
Oh, what? Like, are they hosting tournaments? Is Tom Cruise up there like
whoever
hustling
loses
people?
has to drink the blood of an unborn child or something? Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. This is intense. And a couch.
Their favorite movie
not
is Color
facing
of Money.
the TV.
I know it for a fact.
Their favorite color is money?
Their favorite movie is A Color of Money. It's a pool movie.
I was about to say, I've never seen that one.
Yeah. And not swimming pools. Okay. Yeah.
Home gym / gaming
arcade,
station.
Yeah. Like there's 3 gaming like rigs.
That one actually looks like a massage chair at the very end, which is even funnier. But also home gym.
I mean, rocket, dude. Good on you there. He likes racing games. And then what is like that? Okay, the one on the end with it's like one of those it looks like one of those massage chairs.
It does.
And you lean back and you like angle your head properly and you watch TV at a slant. Like that's what that one is for. Every part of this house is like, I cannot be disconnected from, the interwebs.
I don't know. The rest of it seemed pretty disconnected. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that is outside. They hate the sun.
Yeah, they boarded it up.
These are vampires. Oh.
I mean, okay, look, if you took that... Scooty boots, baby. Like, if you took this garage, though...
I'm sorry. Why is that in the picture?
He is flexing.
What
He
a
is
flex.
flexing.
Yo,
He's
I got a custom garage floor for my scooters.
Yeah, for scoots only.
For the love of money and
Yeah.
darkness.
He's that guy. He's that guy from that video that they pair all the funny music up with, and it's like the rave.
Oh, yeah.
And he's dancing, and it's like set to like, Barney's theme song or something or whatever. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I don't think I've seen that. That sounds wild.
That is this guy's house. He made so much money being a meme that he is like, I'm just going to lean into it.
That blows my mind.
Heavy flex on the scoots.
That is very heavy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That garage is pretty slick.
I'm pretty upset that the garage door opener is blue.
Again.
It just ruins the whole thing.
Yeah.
You could have made it black.
Take it back.
Could have made it black.
Could have given the 3 minutes to take a paintbrush and some black paint.
Yep. No, it's just asking. Okay, so after we saw all of that, are we still passing? I'm passing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to find a redeeming quality other than like, I'm pretty pale, so not having the sun, in any part of that house is perfectly okay.
Part of me wants to be like, I want to see what a party would look like, but I don't want to be there to see it.
Yeah, you would. It would be like that scene from the first Blade movie where they're all dancing and the guy's like, yeah, this is great. And then it's just all the blood comes down from the ceiling and he's like, okay, something's wrong here.
Something might not be right.
And then he gets bitten.
Yes.
He becomes food.
All right, total opposite of what we were looking at before. Okay. We got the views. This looks like Colorado Springs or something like that.
Sure. No.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just pretend I didn't see that. Are we smashing or passing?
The views are nice. I would smash.
I'm smashing on the first picture.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna change my mind after that second picture, but we're gonna see. What is that? Did they build a little village?
They built. It looks like one of those like it looks like you're on a cruise ship. Like if you've ever been on like Royal Caribbean or something, they have the promenade and it's like all the little shops and half of them are just painted like like painted windows, and the other one is like, oh, there's a shop between like every like 3 or 4 like of the painted ones.
Just random side note. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I went on a Royal Caribbean last summer and I saw the ship. I'm not really a cruise person, I learned. And then not but like 4 months later, I see all these videos of a cruise ship that is going through a storm, and it's the one that I was on, and there's just like people flying in it because they're levitating. They're rocking so hard that people are just across the screen, and I'm like, see, that is why I didn't want to go. Yeah, it didn't happen to me, but like, oh my God.
Yeah, you just don't want to be out there with an umbrella, and you're like,
yeah,
and then you're
gone.
Over the boat.
You're out. Yeah, I'm not a cruise guy. Okay, sorry. Little Italy.
But okay, so like, do they have heavy foot traffic in their house? And they're like, come sit down, come sit at the table that's next to the shops. Quote, like it literally looks like they've designed this so people can walk through their house and be like, oh, it's a cafe.
Yeah. Like, you know what I miss? Sitting in front of that table in Spain.
Yeah.
Like that's what,
let's replicate that.
We're just going to make that in our house. We're not going to change the tile at all. We're going to leave that builder's grade, but we are going to paint shops. Disrespect.
And
it goes on.
It gets worse. They put fake stones on the steps. Got it. Okay. Not a fan.
And a pergola into the kitchen.
Yeah, you got it. No, you nailed it. You got it. Adirondack.
I can't stand you.
So, like, the fact that I'm confused.
Do we know where this is? Like, what this is supposed to be? Like, is this Italy? Is this Spain?
Yeah.
This is not here.
That's what they're trying to replicate. But I'm all for that, but it's like, go down, like go to an actual, like, cafe.
Like, do you think this was for their kids?
No.
No. Okay. No, this is definitely for them.
Not. Those kids would, like, be the worst children ever.
Wait, hold on. What? I'm so confused.
They literally made it like, yeah, like, what do you call that? Like
A mistake is what you call that.
Yeah.
There's no good that comes of this.
A bad financial decision.
What is going? And they have tile countertops. Get out. I can't stand it.
No.
I don't know what's going on.
Like, it looks like the pergola is saluting the person in the kitchen, by the way. It
looks
so weird.
Okay, really quick. I just figured something out, I think. Do you see the clock above the first little thing?
Is it upside down?
Like to the left of the window, top left of the window, there's a clock.
Is this Bizarro World?
It's like hanging off of the wall. Hold on, I'm going to do the zoom.
Do the zoom. You have permission to do. Oh.
If it's a clock.
That is
above the
gotta be a
bistro.
clock.
My apologies. I can use landmarks. And then here we see that the kitchen is off to the left, right? And if you look up as you walk up the stairs, there are lights hanging off of the walls per shop, right? You know, lights above the shops. Hold on. Now we get to this picture of the kitchen. Where did all the houses go? Where did all the bistros go?
I'm literally having to take a double take here because I'm confused. Or
they photoshopped or painted and got rid of all of the shops.
They did.
Hold on, look. See? Boom.
They 100%. Why would they do that?
I don't
So
know.
is it Photoshop to look like the Carnival Promenade?
No one would ever do that.
Someone would.
Okay.
Some crazy
a lot of people exist.
person would do that. But why would they get rid of it?
They hid it in this fashion.
Is it just like it makes the picture look too busy?
I don't know.
That's insane. Who is the listing agent? I must interrogate them.
I just want to know why they did it in one picture. It's super weird.
That's odd. All right, keep going. Yeah.
Who?
And they're like, let's show it off.
Who took that picture?
There's just
Who climbed up there? Hold on, wait. What's up there? Is there a window?
Oh, there is.
There is a window. Okay. I was like,
weirdly
who
enough,
climbed onto the top of these cabinets?
It's just some like guy, and he's got like a pulley system, and he just pulls himself out there.
Just hop on up there for a drone shot inside the house.
That makes this. There's a parasol, like it's like an old cloth umbrella. Where did they? Like you have to think, where was their childhood trauma at?
There
Something
was a
happened.
military family, and they hated being stationed in wherever they're trying to do this. Is Italy or Spain? Like this
is bonkers.
And the green carpet. I don't want to talk about it. I know we're supposed to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
But the thing is, they've designed the tile as like a walkway, like it's a specific walkway,
like at a hotel,
or like literally like or like an outdoor. Like that's what they're trying to replicate, is an outdoor setting like that. This is crazy.
Yeah, because that's a mural. There are mountains in that mural. We have. Okay. I think we could narrow this down if we did enough research. Where is this place? There's bistros, and back behind it, there are mountains.
Yeah.
The house is boring you so bad you're yawning.
Oh. I mean, that might be the most normal thing in the house was the office, maybe?
Office connected to the primary bedroom? Yeah. Oh, and it's got those nice 70s, like where they did they put the light in the wrong place, so it's got like the swing over.
Yeah.
That's a different house.
It's like,
it's got the Eiffel Tower though.
Oh, they like Paris.
Was this whole home supposed to be France?
Yes, it was.
Did I say the wrong thing every single time?
It's fine. Spain, Italy, Cafe Bistro.
Oh my gosh, but the views though.
Like you would just go in there and then just
gut the whole thing.
Yeah, and like the seller has it written in the contract that you have to keep everything as is.
Forever. Also, we get to live here till we die. That's a pass.
Oh my God. And look at the price tag. It's $1.25 million in Washington.
It's in Washington?
That's what it says.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, you're buying, that is,
I mean,
you're buying the view.
Yeah, the lot I don't know how big the lot is, but it looks gorgeous. Yeah. Just don't go inside.
Just don't go inside.
Don't actually live there. Just own it.
Look from afar.
All right, and then we got something slightly more modern.
The house it's as wide as the door. That's the type of house I want.
You ever like,
and that's $300 million in California.
I hope this is not anywhere that I've ever lived. That is.
Yeah.
Listen, we do have 3,000 square feet. It is just a track that runs this way. It is a full 190 feet deep.
Look, we will sell you part of our parking lot.
Yeah.
It's only 10 feet across.
Tandem driveways on both sides.
Hey!
Bam.
But we got to charge you for parking, by the way.
For real. That is insane. Oh, you know what? They did a pretty good job with what they got.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
It makes sense how they did. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Would you do this for an Airbnb though? Like, if you bought it, if you found out it was a great.
Yeah.
Because that's a weird draw.
That's a good way to facilitate that. Would be Airbnb.
Oh, it looks like a motorhome.
Yeah, come rent the skinny home.
I mean, it's nice.
And the fact that, wow.
They fit in a little dog area under the stairs.
That's Harry Potter's house, or his room. I love it. I mean, if you were a couple or single, this is fine.
We would call this the Sliver House.
Yeah.
And
the Sliver.
The Sliver House, and you can rent it on Airbnb for $6 million a night.
I mean, dude, your electricity bill's $3 a month.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of where you live.
How do they fit that in there?
But look at that shower, too. It's beautiful. It's got, like, the rain head on it, and it's got, like, the massagers on the front. Like,
you can actually buy that separate.
I mean, yeah, I know, but
cool.
Still, like, it's, like, good job on this house.
Hey, and they got the same wood slats as our studio. Hey. It does not have a patio.
Yeah, I don't like that's
how
that's kind of lying. Like the only people that would ever go out there are bonkers.
I gotta be honest. I'm a smash.
Yeah, same.
I am.
I thought the exact same. I'm all in on tiny house.
I thought the total opposite with the first picture. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
You alluded to it earlier, and I was like, this is ridiculous. But then you go inside, and whoever designed that, and whoever like actually put in like all the like the features and everything in there, like good job. Like it looks great. I'm in.
I did not expect that. Okay, that's been Smash or Pass with Evan and Brian. Let us know if you agree with our assessments or not.
Oh, did we ever say like on the other one, the second one, if we'd smash or pass?
Which one? On the second one?
We did.
Yeah, it was a hard pass.
Yeah, it was hard pass.
It was a hard pass.
Yeah, smash on location.
Oh, this was the only smash, I think.
It was. Which is weird for the tiny house, but
this home is erect. It is upright.
I like how they only made the patio on it, though, just as big as the door. Like, you could have gone to the other side.
Can you imagine being the contractor and you make that door and you mess up and it's one that opens out? Because, like, you know, that doesn't work, right? But when you come back to fix it, you have no room to fit. Like, how do you fix it? Like, you, like, got to get a ladder from the outside to, like, try to figure it out.
Take off the iron bars and, like, yeah. Oh, my God.
That's
wild. Smash on that one. That one's cool. Like, in my older age, like, if I was single or just Les and I, like, that'd be fine. I could make do.
People live in fifth wheels and like that lifestyle. Yeah. It's the same sort of size, even more, because it's got the upstairs.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. Smash.
Well, wherever you're watching this and commenting, let us know if you agree with our assessments.
Would you smash? Would you pass?
Would you smash?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's about it for today.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
This is fun as always.
So we're going to keep doing these.
Yes.
They're going to be all over different social medias. We don't know where yet, but
yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're going to have YouTube. We're going to have Instagram. We're going to have a TikTok. It's going to be great. And you should follow us on all of those.
Yeah.
Neighbor Talk.
Like and subscribe, they say.
That is the phrase that people use. The kids these days. Like and subscribe.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, to be a kid.
Like and subscribe and tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
If you tell your friends, I'll give you $5 of Brian's money.
No.
He's like, no, I genuinely don't like that.
Very hard up right now.
All right, signing
Cool.
off.
Hey, Neighbor Talk. Check it out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And I'll miss you the most, by the way.
I guess that's his sign off.
That's my sign off.
Mine's going to be go away. We're done now.